let's talk about rifles. You like rifles,
Yeah.
and when I was at, oh man, I can't get out of this chair. I'm getting old too, you know.
Yeah.
I found um, this notebook, or I guess you'd call it.
It's probably tore up, ain't it?
No, it's in really good shape.
Okay.
Of the M1 Grand, and this was like a scrapbooking project. Now, the one on the Mauser said you started in 1987. Would you say you started this one around 1987 also?
Yeah.
And then there is the National Squeeze and Match.
Yeah. I kept that.
Were you in this?
No. No, I was never in any competition. I never shot competition.
And then you have these photos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of these newspaper clippings. Now, these were various newspapers.
I can't. What are them? A3s?
This is the M1 Grand and the Tanker.
Okay. Okay.
And it looks like how you could get it, and also problems like no issues.
Yeah, you could get them through the NRA. But it was easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
They make it sound good, but when you get there, it's not. You had to be in a competition. And they didn't mention that.
Really? Well, let's talk about the guns that you have in the living room in that cabinet. Now, how did you come across all those?
Buying and collecting.
Did you ever own an M1 Garand?
Yeah. It's there in the house.
Very cool.
I gave it to your mom.
Very cool.
Kind of a funny deal there. I felt bad. I gave her that rifle and then took it back. Because after I gave it to her, I thought, boy, Butch, you messed up. She'd get hurt with it. So I told her, I said, I'm going to let you have it. She'd get an M1 thumb or mess her up. She wouldn't have no career on that computer. So I took it from her. Then I got a hold of Tim and I said, can you teach her to handle that thing? It's not a regular rifle, it's a machine. It's what it is, a machine. And if you don't know what you're doing with it, you get hurt. It takes something to operate it. Ain't all that bad, but if you ain't trained on it, you better stay away from it. So that's in the house. Unless she come and got it, I hope she did. It's not safe over there. There ain't nobody there.
Well, I think that's part of the process that Mom and Uncle Tim are working on going through all that stuff right now. What other rifles do you have in your collection? I noticed you have about 8 to a dozen or so.
I really don't have what you call mint, fancy stuff. Mine is stuff that I collected and goes up in value. I've got a Yugoslavian in full military dress and a 7mm, and it's original. But there's always the but. It's hard to get one with serial numbers all to match. If you can get one, serial numbers all match, stock, everything that's got a number, if they line up, you got yourself a collector.
And the parts would break and change.
They change them, and so as far as shooting, has nothing to do with it.
Okay, so one where they all match would be very well taken care of.
Oh yeah.
And nothing would have to be replaced on them.
If every serial number matches on that gun, you got a piece of money.
Do you have any in your collection where the serial numbers all match?
Any what?
Do you have any in your collection where the serial numbers all match?
I had one, but it really wasn't considered a collector. I don't know why. The Swedish Mauser, it was made by Carl Gust and another arsenal. And those numbers would match, but it didn't seem to matter. I don't know whether because it didn't hit the battlefield like others or not, I do not know. But anyway, it was just another gun.
Really cool. All the components.
Yeah, I saved everything I could.
Really cool. So what made the M1 Garand such an exceptional machine? What really set it apart from other rifles at the time?
The other ones that came out was complicated, and they was linked to breakage and losing parts. And the M1 Grand come out, and it was a simple framed outfit and served the purpose. Then nothing really beat it, really, that I know of. The Germans tried it, they didn't succeed. That's what made it, it was really a good battle rifle.
You could stay through mud, bad weather, get wet.
Yeah, but you could throw it in the mud and it'd keep on firing.
Exactly. I don't know a lot about guns, but I know that was a real issue they had for some time. Was having guns that would still work
Right.
after they've been in battle conditions.
Right.
They'd get, mud and rocks and parts would rust and break, and so that's what kind of made the M1 Garand special, is that it was a simple design and it
Right.
worked no matter what you did to it.
It had a drawback. The drawback for the M1 is it had a Mannlicher type clip. The clip held 8 rounds. And so the ammo is issued in a sheet metal clip. So you feed the clip in the magazine, all 5 at the same time, and push it down. And so what happened is you couldn't top it. If you fired one round out of it, you better not eject it. You're going to have loose ammo all over the place.
Really? Very interesting.
Yeah.
So you had to, now I just want to make sure I'm getting this right. You had to fire all 5 shots before you could take it out? Is that
If
right?
you had time and you fired, say, 3 rounds and you want to top it, if you would have time, you could do it. But you better have some time. You ain't going to do it being shot at.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now how many, now I see you have a list for the accessories that you have also.
Yeah. That's been dispersed. I don't know. I think Tim's got them. There's 5 bayonets to it.
What is a flash hinder?
What's that?
Flash hit,
Flash suppressor.
Flash hider T-37?
That's there's a flash. What is it? A P-38, T-37. T-37?
T-37 prong type.
Yeah. All it does, it's a flash suppressor, but it's not for the enemy. It's only for you. You can still see the flasher, but the flash will stay down so you won't lose your night sight. As far as hiding the flash, no, it ain't going to do it. You're still going to put you at point range.
Well, I see 4 bayonets listed. There was the M1 bayonet cut down, and 5 bayonet, and the bayonet Korean War issue. How long did it take to collect all of these?
Oh, God.
When did you first start working on this, and when did you fill it up?
Is it in there 87?
Well, it says 87 in the Mauser one.
Yeah, okay. No. I started working with, tinkering with 22s and stuff probably in the 50s. 54. Yeah.
How old would you have been in 54?
36. 10 had been 46.
And that's when you first started tinkering with stuff.
Probably around 14.
Okay. Here's an article on the gas trap M1.
Yeah, they come out with they changed that gas trap. I don't know how many times it's been changed. It came out.
Is this like the first edition that didn't go over very well?
No, the first one didn't do very well. It had what they called a gas trap. And what happened, you couldn't put a bayonet on it. And it was a weak system. It would shoot off. And so that sort of got abandoned. So then they decided to drill a hole at the end of the barrel and put a gas cylinder beneath the hole so it was gas operated.
So, what was the successor of the M1 Garand?
The what?
What models eventually succeeded the M1 Garand?
The M14.
Now, I hear about the M16. Oh, actually on the page of the M14 right now.
I never was around that. They issued us our M14. I didn't like it.
I've heard of the M16, and I feel like the M16 is more popular. I haven't really heard of the M14 myself. But I'm not really super into rifles. What didn't you like about the M14?
I didn't like that hang down clip. It hangs way down. Gives you more firepower. But I didn't care for that thing. I liked the streamlined one, like them Grant's got. Smooth bottom. No crip hanging down on you, trying to carry a rifle down through the battlefield.
Oh, here we go. Butch.
Yeah.
1986. Very cool. M1 carbine. How is the M1 carbine different from the M1 Garand?
The M1 carbine is nothing more than a shortened version. It's still gas operated, but it's got a short stroke. It's only takes a shell about that long. Basically, all it is a pistol.
There was a lot of variations of the M1 Garand.
Right, it went through a whole bunch of tests.
So we started with the gas trap. Now, was the gas trap version the first version?
The first version that didn't have a hole in the end of the barrel. So the gas come out into a trap. It was a device all by itself. And then that ran a operating rod, the operating rod. That didn't pan out. It would come off. You couldn't put a bayonet on it. And if they did get it figured out, then it would break off. So the gas trap was, boy, if you could find one of the gas trap, you could sell you could sell your back 40 for a big price.
And so then came the M1 Garand, and then now was the M14?
Came next.
Was that a direct successor of the M1 Garand?
The M14, they could have done the same thing and put it into a semi-automatic, but they made a whole new rifle. They just, I don't know why they did that.
And the 814, the M14 evolved into the M16. Is that correct?
The M16 replaced it, yes. The M14 and the M Grand did not fit in the jungle. It only can fire 16 to 24 rounds a minute. Well, you ain't going to do much with that kind of slow power. So the M1 Grand and the M14 went out because of firepower.
How long was the M1 Garand, the real, how long was it in the spotlight, would you say?
57, 36 to 57.
Pretty good run.
Yeah.
So now this next gun we have February 3rd, 1986. You have a note that says my rifle is a U.S. rifle, caliber .30, Michigan, Springfield, serial number 3296019. So was this the rifle that the service that the government gave you?
No.
Oh.
No, not the rifle. I don't have the rifle that Uncle Sam gave me.
Uncle Sam need it back?
I would like to have it, but you couldn't get it. I had so many of them. I have a lot of rifles in training.
Right. Field book. Survival. Your Guns and Gadgets by the National Rifle Association. There's another one. This date, also January 18th. Maybe you went to a convention that day. You got a lot of these books all on the same day.
Well, they got the same day. Oh, I probably sent for them to the mail.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Guns. Survival kits. Very cool. Half-pound survival kit, 1 pound survival kit, 2 pound survival kit. That is really something. Did you ever go on any like multi-day hunting expeditions?
No. Always wanted to, but I never got there. Wanted to go out west and elk hunt, but I never got there either.
The whole thing's on snakes and mountain safety, cold water survival for hunters. There's a little quiz on here even.
Huh?
A little quiz on hypothermia quiz. Interesting. Rifleman.
Kirby, I'm getting sick.
You're getting sick. You need a bag.
I don't know that. And I learned to reload through Rick Jameson through a magazine.
And what time was this that you got into rifles and reloading? How old were you?
Been 81 or 82 in there. So how old? But I always liked rifles from a kid up. I always liked a 22, and I never was much for a shotgun, but I liked to hunt pheasants, but the pheasants got where there wasn't any, so I went to a rifle and squirrels. And then I went to deer.
What's the largest deer you ever got?
What's that?
What's the largest deer you ever got?
He's hanging on a wall if you want to see him.
Really?
His horns, yeah, he's a big old thing. He must have weighed about 300 pounds, and I ain't exaggerating. He's the same size. You go over there in the house and find him on the wall, and you can take a picture of him.
Is it Tim's house?
That's at Eric's mother's.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another set of horns over there that my son shot, and we didn't get the head mounted, but we got the horns. He got his in 87, I got mine in 89. You'll have to go through some books over there. There's some interesting stuff in there if anybody would want to read it. Maybe not to you, maybe, but to me.
Yeah.
I got in there when the first U.S. rifle was, and Lewis and Clark, and wrote a little story in there about a buffalo hunt. I said, never mind the featherheads, we're after buffalo. Forget that arrow. I said, yeah, I do things like that at times.
Animals. I remember there was Captain Jack.
That's my dog.
Yup. Did you have any animals growing up?
Yes. Had a pet pig.
You had a pet pig?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know.
He got. They didn't think he'd live. Dad didn't think he'd live. And he said, if you can get that pig to live, you can have it. Well, I called him Runt because I thought he was going to die any day. And he turned out to be a big old hog, and he'd follow me around like a dog.
Really?
He'd come up to the house, and Ma says, "Get that hog out of here. It'd come in the house." Oh, jeez.
I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, and he gave me the money out of it.
Is he a potbelly pig?
Dad, I hate to give him up. Dad says, "You got to sell that hog."
Uh-huh.
It was ready to go. And so Runt went down the street to fed somebody. So he served a purpose.
They made you get rid of him? I can't believe they made you get rid of him.
Yeah.
Coming into the house and stuff?
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of a pet like that, but
Yeah,
that's what you raise them for, is money.
I guess.
Why, he eats out of house and home, trying to buy corn for him and feed and what, you know.
Well, that's really interesting. Did you have any other interesting pets?
Any what?
Did you have any other interesting pets? I just remember.
No, I had a pet sheep.
You got a sheep also?
Yeah, his name was Roger. And he turned on me and bunted me over on a lumber pile. And I was about, I don't know, 5, 6. And I didn't even know where he was at. And he come up there and hit me. I think it was Roger. It might have been another one, but I always figured it was Roger. Knocked me right over the lumber. Boy, hit me right in the seat of the pants. Boy, did that hurt. Yes. What else did I have? Oh, we tried some pet sheep, but they died. They didn't never work. We tried to save some lambs, and they wouldn't live overnight. The mother would die, and they didn't get none of that milk.
I know Tim tried sheep or
Yeah,
cows for a little bit.
yeah,
It's a lot of work.
yeah,
A lot of work.
yeah. Well, other than that, I guess that's all I had outside of dogs. Never liked cats. Had a couple that was nice, but they got killed.
What did you do for fun growing up?
Hunting. Hunting, for the most part. Riding bicycle. Got me a motorcycle, and I had fun with that. And we would play football and stuff at the neighbors. That was fun at times. And then I got running around with a car. I liked that. Burn up a lot of gas, but I had fun with that. Right now, I miss my car. Yeah, yeah, I miss my Buick.
Did I ever tell you that one time when I was 8, Grandpa had that Oldsmobile sitting out in the yard, and I broke all the windows in it?
You did?
I broke like every piece of glass in that car.
Oh my goodness.
They were livid. I was like just a kid. And Grandpa and Tim, you know, they have all that scrap out there.
Right.
Well, they had that old car that was either a Buick or an Oldsmobile. And it was just sitting there. And I was bored because I wanted to go home. And Mom was saying bye to Grandpa, and she was taking him a while. Or something like that. I don't know. I was bored. They were talking, and I wanted to go home. So I found a baseball bat.
Oh.
And I broke like every window in that thing, and the rear view mirrors, and the headlights.
Oh my gosh. You beat it to death.
I beat it to death, and I didn't
That's
see
funny.
why everyone was so mad. The car was just sitting there, so I didn't really see what the problem was, but they weren't happy.
What'd they do with it?
I don't know. I think it's still sitting there. I don't know. I don't know if Tim ever did anything with that vehicle. I don't know. They had lots of stuff that was. They had a lot of things that were just kind of sitting around, you know.
Well, I got over on Isla's and cleaned up stumps and one thing or another. I love explosives. I love to touch off dynamite. That was always fun to me. Hard work, but fun. You got to do something you like. You don't like it, get out of it. That's all I can. Unless you're forced into it. If you got a job, that's what it is. The Lord will see you through it, and you ask Him to help you with it. And He's interested in what you are. I found that out. He's interested in your hobbies. He's interested in what you're in. And He'll help you with it too. Right. If He says there's anything too hard for me, He knows it all. Well,
I didn't know you had a pig and a sheep, though. That was really interesting.
In the picture somewhere, there's a picture of him. I got a picture of Roger.
Really? Now, is that up at Grandma's house also?
That was at Grandma's house. I was a kid growing up. We had him tied out by the road
Very interesting.
in a shade tree. And I'd have to go out and feed him every night and give him water. But you didn't want to turn your back on him, though.
Well, unreliable. He'll throw you over the woodpile.
Well, that was fun to him.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I'll fix him. Leave me out here all day.
No, so he was one sheep of several sheep then.
What's that?
He was one sheep out of several.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dad raised sheep. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how you got enlisted. Were you drafted?
Drafted. Yeah. I was drafted in. The draft was on at that time.
Were you in? Did you end up in the Seabees also?
I was in the 82nd Combat Engineers, Army. And I was supposed to went to Laos. When I say me, our company, we didn't go. We lost too many troops in there. But I was in during the wartime, so I had qualifications for really combat, really. Ready to go. And we was ready to go. We had brand new equipment and everything. But they lost too many troops. We weren't supposed to have been in there.
Really?
That was a stupid war. Never declared a war. Declared a police action.
Now, I always thought you were building bridges.
Did.
You did build bridges.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We trained on them. Put them up, tear them down. Put them up, tear them down. Yeah, they work you to death. An engineer outfit is a rough outfit. For all practical purposes, you don't get out of basic. We had full field packs just about every day. Sometimes we took our rifles and sometimes we didn't. March. They done a lot of us. They trucked us in trucks. They'd take us out on a job site and work us all day. And I thought, well, man, I don't know if I can hardly walk back. But they took us back in trucks. I wanted to get on a dozer. I wanted to get on a crane. I couldn't get out of the company. I couldn't get on the headquarters company. And the reason being is the sergeant told me, he says, it costs too much money to train you, to move you. And there's no time because they figured we was going to go over there. So I never got on my dozer, although I did in the parking lot. I got running a little bit, got on an 8. Ran an 8 down in the mine some. Ran an 8 up on the farm. So I done some dozing with an 8.
Do you have any
So,
interesting, or I don't know if you have fun stories during a war, but did anything crazy happen ever?
was I what?
Did anything crazy happen, or do you have any downtime, or was there anything fun that happened?
No, we had a disaster, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Sorta. We worked on this Bailey Bridge, and you had to know how, and it's got a male and a female, so when it comes together, you have a command of upstream and downstream. So the one stream downstream either has the male out or the female. They got messed up. We got out in the middle of the bridge and we couldn't pin it.
Oh.
We had 2 females or 2 males, I forget which.
Uh-huh.
And boy, did things get hot and heavy around the barracks that night. I don't know how that happened, but that was a disaster, especially in war.
Right.
I don't know whether they would have or not, but we got welders and stuff. If it had been an emergency, we could have welded it together.
Wow.
We'd have got it together somehow.
Really interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I learned dynamite and stuff and detonating cord from fuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The explosives is something else. I really like it.
I'm sure it is. Now, was Grandpa Davis ever? Was he actively in the service?
Was that what?
Was Grandpa Davis in the
No.
service?
No, his
That's
age
what I
or something.
thought.
No, he missed it.
I see.
The age group somehow. He didn't go in.
Okay.
No.
That's what I thought. I wasn't sure.
No, Dad didn't go in World War One.
So then there was a lot of variations of the M1 Garand.
Right. It went through a whole bunch of tests.
So we started with the gas trap. Now, was the gas trap version the first version?
The first version that didn't have a hole in the end of the barrel. So the gas come out into a trap.
Uh-huh.
It was a device all by itself. And then that ran a operating rod, the operating rod. That didn't pan out. It would come off. You couldn't put a bayonet on it. And if they did get it figured out, then it would break off. So the gas trap was, boy, if you could find one of the gas trap, you could sell your back 40 for a big price.
And so then came the M1 Garand, and then now was the M14
Came next.
was that a direct successor of the M1 Garand?
The M1, that M14, they could have done the same thing and put it into a semi-automatic, but they made a whole new rifle. They just, I don't know why they did that.
And the 814, the M14 evolved into the M16. Is that correct?
The M16 replaced it, yes. The M14 and the M Grand did not fit in the jungle. It only can fire 16 to 24 rounds a minute. Well, you ain't going to do much with that kind of slow power. So the M1 Grand and the M14 went out because of firepower.
How long was the M1 Garand, the real, how long was it in the spotlight, would you say?
57, 36 to 57.
Pretty good run.
Yeah.
So now this next gun we have in here. We have February 3rd, 1986. You have a note that says my rifle is a U.S. rifle, caliber .30, Michigan, Springfield, serial number 3296019. So was this the rifle that the service that the government gave you?
No.
Oh.
No. No, not the rifle. I don't have the rifle that Uncle Sam gave me.
Uncle Sam need it back?
I would like to have it, but you couldn't get it.
You could get the key.
I had so many of them. We have a lot of rifles in training.
Right. Field book. Survival. Gear, guns, and gadgets by the National Rifle Association. There's another one. This date, also January 18th. Maybe you went to a convention that day. You got a lot of these books all on the same day.
Well, they got the same day. Oh, I probably sent for them to the mail.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Guns. Survival kits. Very cool. Half-pound survival kit, 1 pound survival kit, 2 pound survival kit. That is really something. Did you ever go on any like multi-day hunting expeditions?
No. Always wanted to, but I never got there. Wanted to go out west and elk hunt, but I never got there either.
The whole thing's on snakes and mountain safety, cold water survival for hunters. There's a little quiz on here even.
Huh?
A little quiz on hypothermia quiz. Interesting. What advice would you give to the grandkids?
What advice to give to the grandkids?
Yeah, what advice would you pass on to the
The
younger
first thing I would try to get them is against the church and get to know the Lord. Number one priority. You have what's important and what's necessary. You figure it out. What's important to you, or what's necessity, what comes before what's important. To me, the important thing, I said this because I wished I'd known the Lord when I was younger. And I didn't do it. Getting kids taught right and know God is number one. Number one. You may not agree with that, but you asked me and I told you.
Well, if that's what we're here for.
That's okay.
That's all right.
And the next one is, of course, then stay with God and get a good career. Got to have a good career. And they got to get their eyes off this world. People today are looking for peace. Peace. Ain't going to be no peace until the Lord comes. It ain't going to happen. Ain't no peace here. No way. And, of course, they don't have prayer in school. They aren't teaching anything in school. America's got to turn back. I don't know. I really feel for America. They take us in and draft us in, and we fight for our freedom, and they give it away. Give it away.
Well, I know Shanda's homeschooling her kids, and they love going to church. I can tell you that for sure.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Kyle and Alexis are going to church, and their kids are going to church also.
Yeah, that's the main thing. We wouldn't be in the shape we've in if they'd left prayer in school. They took it out. Took God out of the country, basically is what they've done.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add for advice?
Yeah, but I don't know how to put it. There's preachers out there, and there's preachers out there. And you certainly don't want to get wrapped up with the wrong preaching. So what I'd like to add is make sure that you know your Bible, at least to who's who, and know who God is. Because Satan, the Lord says, Satan will try to sift you like wheat. And look what he's doing today. There's people out there, they don't know what they believe. They ain't teaching the right thing. A bunch of yo-yos. anything goes. Ain't right. Don't work that way. You can sit here with a $20 bill and say it's a 50. And you can believe that. You ain't gonna believe it when you get to the bank.
Well, next I thought we could talk about one of your favorite topics is rifles.
My Mausers.
Mausers.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for right now.
Yeah.
The 1887.
Yeah. That's when I started that book.
Now, would you say this was like the Garand book where you ordered these through the mail?
I probably ordered them through the NRA. Is that what you asked? Don't hear. I imagine I ordered them through the NRA. Probably did.
What's the NRA?
I belonged to the NRA for a while. I had to quit.
National Rifle Association?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. You got
Yeah.
You did it.
So this was Butch, February 3rd, 1986.
I wasn't even born yet.
Huh?
I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't born yet.
So this one actually came a year before the notes on the M1 Garand.
Grand was Canadian born. They call it Grand, Grand. It's not.
That's what I thought it was when you first started.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's pronounced Grand.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's G.
It's G.
Garand. Grand. His name is. You gotta haul it out. Grand. That's how I would say it anyway. Yeah, he done a real good job. And then Paul, that's too bad about Paul Mauser. He never got to see his rifle in action. He died. He died before the war. So he never saw what he invented.
That's true. I'm just flipping through your highlighted notes here. That Belgium adopted this rifle in 1889, and it became known as the Belgian Model 89. And many Model 89 rifles and carbines were produced, but none were made by Mauser. And then Paul Mauser died on May 29, 1914 at the age of 76. And then the Mauser firm expanded considerably during World War I at the end of 1916. So yeah, you're dead on, right before the war started.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any... You said you have Mausers in your collection, is that correct? Correct?
I have got one Mauser, but I don't think the numbers jibe. But it's a true Bruno. It's a Czechoslovakian Mauser. I've got one of them.
And it looks like there was many different insignia that would be placed on the rifle.
Right. Yeah, Paul is, well, he was a genius with it, but as far as making the rifle, he didn't. He just added improvements. Or when you get into it, they get into hang-ups, lawsuits, all kinds of stuff. This one said, I made this one. This one says, I made this one. This is, it's a shuffle mess.
I see that. Just looking through here, that there's many different types with very slight modifications.
Yeah, they modified this one and modified that one.
Makes it messy from a legal standpoint.
Yeah.
How did you get your Mauser?
Well, I shop the stores for guns a lot, and I come across the militaries in some of the stores, and I liked them. And so my first rifle was a 1893, and it was a Spanish Mauser and a carbine, and that was a handy little hunting rifle. The man could just shoot.
It seems to be a pretty simple and straightforward design as far as rifles go.
Right.
There's only 49 parts to it.
Yeah, I know it.
Compared to the M1 Grand, which had around 90 or so, maybe even more.
Probably.
I didn't bring that book again today. And then there was the 1981 Argentine model that made things a little more complicated.
Now, who made that?
The Argentine model 1891 Mauser military rifle was adopted in that year in the initial production contract, calling for 180,000 rifles and 30 carbines was granted to Ludwig Lowell and Company of Berlin.
Okay.
So the Germans made this one.
There's the 91 model. You see, the world is full of Mausers. But basically, if you put them in a fishbowl, they're all Germans.
Yeah.
That was made all over the German machinery.
Yeah.
And then other companies, of course, built and went on.
Very interesting.
Yeah, they are. You get into guns, you get into history.
Yes.
My dad has a gun vault full of guns. Like,
Yeah.
it is just full.
Oh,
Yeah. We used to go hunting a lot when I was younger.
well,
Yeah.
he's probably got some collectors.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Well, mine was just run of the mill.
I mean, most of his are just, you know, your average. But I think he's got a couple good ones in there.
Yeah.
This is a more streamlined bolt action version of the Mauser. This only has 32 parts.
Yeah, they made all kinds of bullets and improvements and this and that.
Would you say overall, like just in general, the rifle is your favorite?
What's that now?
Would you say the rifle is your favorite to like shoot just whenever?
Yeah.
I love going to the range.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I know. It's got a lot of fun. You get into the reloading, there's more fun yet, and people messing up.
My dad reloads his own ammo. He has a whole setup.
Yeah. So nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it saves him a lot of money, and it's something that he can do to kind of unwind and relax.
You need a hobby.
Exactly.
I keep telling people you need a hobby.
And that's what Kirby and I tell our friends, because a lot of people are stressed with life, and we're like, I know it seems like a lot more to add to your life, but when you get a hobby, it makes things less stressful.
That's right.
You got to spend time for yourself. At the end of the day, you need to take care of yourself as a person.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love tools. I like tools.
Should have just brought my
Do
dad.
I need them? No. Do I want them? Yes. Did I get them? Yes, some.
I hear
if I wasn't in this shape right now,
you'd be out buying tools.
I got 3 trimmers, 2 or 3 trimmers. Do I need another one? No. Would I get one? Yes.
It's your money.
They got one out that cost $500, and I wanted it.
My dad likes going to Harbor Freight because when you make a purchase, they'll give you a random free thing with it. So he'll always get like little tools or flashlights or whatever.
Yeah. Or my first time to go to sleep or something.
Do you need help moving anything?
They was letting me set up, but they won't let me set up no more. I don't know what's going on. I don't know much. Just because I don't ask.
That's how Kirby lives too. He doesn't ask questions. I like it that way.
Well, I don't know what to ask. I did ask a kind of a foolish one, but not in a way. I want to know if they give me a sort of a time as to how long I live. No. No way. I don't know what I'm supposed to expect. So. Day before yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Well, I got in awful shape. I didn't feel good. I keep losing my breath, and they got that straightened up. Well, see, there's another thing. When you get to where I am, and you don't know the Lord, where are you?
Yeah.
People need the Lord, but I don't know. You can't force it about them.
Well, you know where you're at.
Yeah.
You know you're doing a good, you're good, and
yeah.
It's always good to know yourself and what you need to be doing, and so you sound like you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of unknown as well.
Well, the doctors probably don't know the answers. They probably would have some kind of an idea, but they're not going to pass them on, I don't think.
Yeah.
Would you like your feet raised up?
I think so. Something needs to be done with them.
1 minute.
I used to play roller derby.
Yeah, you told me that. I forgot it though.
Yeah, so I've stopped playing because after I recovered from my injury years ago, I went back and I got another injury. So I quit roller derby, but I'm thinking about picking up rugby.
What's that?
So it's a cross kind of between like football and soccer, right? Was that it?
Yeah, it's like football. It's like I don't know how you would say it. It's kind of like a different version of football. It's more popular in Europe.
Oh.
That's kind of like American football and soccer and like Australian football. It's another version of football, I'd say.
Yeah.
You tackle?
Yeah.
You won't get hurt in that.
Well, I think my main reason I was getting hurt before is because I was trying to play on skates.
Oh.
I think if I take skates out of the equation, we'll find out.
Yeah. There you go.
I miss the. It was just a good sport to kind of get all that anger feeling out, you know. Sometimes you just kind of have to be rough to just get it out, and that was a great way to do it, and, you know, get into shape.
Yeah.
And I miss it. I miss it a lot. I miss all my friends, you know, so I figured it'd be nice to still be a part of a sport,
Yeah.
part of a team.
Well, I've had a lot of ideas growing up. And one of them was I always wanted to go out bull hunting.
Okay.
The bulls that win, they turn them loose. And you got a chance to hunt them.
Okay.
I got checking into it, and you become the hunted.
I believe it.
They will outsmart you. They see you before you see them.
Oh, I'm sure.
So, and then when I got to thinking about it too, the animal has already won his living. And here comes a guy like me, and going to shoot him. For what?
Because you did it.
Because of that. So I never tried to do that.
Never in a sport game, huh?
That would be a dangerous one.
Yeah.
That'd be like sticking your head in a corn sheller. You know?
Don't want to do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that want to go hunt animals just to say they did it.
I know it.
I had an ex that went took a trip over to Africa to hunt like lions and stuff just to say that they did it. I'm like, why?
I know.
Like, I don't know. You know, deer are one thing. You're gonna get all that venison out of it. You know.
Right. Yeah.
There's you know.
But the deer population will skyrocket around here if you don't have people hunting them also.
No, I'm a big firm believer. Hunt what you actually want to eat.
We had a guy that brought in venison for our doctor, and he just let us take it because this guy brought in venison before, and our doc said it just went bad because he didn't eat it.
Huh.
Yeah, Kirby brought some home.
What happened to it?
Oh, he just
Bad meat?
went bad in his freezer because his kids and wife didn't like it, and so we just never got around to eating it.
You need something?
Yeah, what did I do with that baggie?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right here. This one?
If I don't keep it with me, I have to do it. If I keep it with me, I don't have to.
Go.
Yeah. There I go. Something like that.
You been watching some good movies?
Pardon?
Watching some good movies?
TV hasn't been turning me on much.
Right.
I don't really care for it. I get tired.
Yeah.
Where did you come across these type of clippings?
I can't see them. Oh, clippers. Bayonets, I come across them. Yeah, I've come across some of them. Bayonets. This is in a 308, been redone, but there's a Spanish Mauser right there.
I see. Lots of different slight variations. Now, was this because the Mauser brothers were not good at patenting their ideas? Or how did all these variations come about? We mentioned it got into like a legal mess earlier.
Well, Paul Mauser started in on a needle gun. He never invented a rifle, okay? He didn't do it. But he put inventions on it that made a rifle. So he's patented with a rifle maker or a designer. The 98 was the last one. He had it all done.
Oh, okay.
But with help of others. For instance, he didn't make riflings. It took 6,000 years to get to 98, if that tells you anything.
Mm-hmm.
They can't credit one man for it all, but I'll tell you what, if there's credit, it'd be to Paul.
The German Mauser, the Czech Persian Mauser.
Yeah, I've seen them, but I couldn't buy them.
Oh, here you go. Looks like you have a note on this one. The Swedish Mauser M96. Said you got this one
Yep.
November 17th, 1989.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you still have that one?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I
That's
cut the
really
bolt off from it and welded it back on and made a splitter out of it. So I probably should have done that, but I did it anyway.
That's part of the hobby. You gotta tinker around with stuff.
That's what I bought it for.
If you don't tinker around and break a couple things, what are you doing?
Well,
So if you don't tinker around and break a couple things, what are you doing?
yeah.
I've broken my fair share of like guitar pedals and stuff. I can tell you that for sure.
There you go.
Japanese.
I never owned a Japanese rifle.
Japanese rifle, Finnish model, Russian model, Chinese model, Turkish model. Indonesian model, Spanish, right? Everyone had a version of the Mauser, basically.
When 98 come along, and Paul had that 9mm, 8mm, the world went crazy.
Now, what is...
And they had to have that Mauser. And so they geared up. They geared up. Sure did.
That was a fun ad. Groundhog hunting a hunter.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sight in your rifle.
Are those French?
I don't know. There's not a name on the cover of that one.
That's an Enfield. These are British. Enfields are British.
Okay.
Then they're different. They do not have they have a rim like a 30-30 does. But they've been put a patent on a Raptor so it doesn't jam. And it works like a hitch-along. Phase like charm. There's a Lee Enfield. There's all kinds of Enfields. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 5. There's a slew of them. All take the same shell. France made a rifle with no sights. Lord have mercy. Made a rifle with no safety.
That also.
If you pick up a 36 French rifle, don't look for a safety. There ain't one on it. I said didn't need it.
Those French folks.
No sights.
Oh, here's another magazine you got. Oops. This one says Butch, July 18th, 1986. And you must have ordered a lot of stuff on that day. Or it all came on that day, I should say.
I probably got a check. Yeah.
That must have been a really good day for you.
Yeah.
Surplus military rifles. Mausers. Everybody had to have a Mauser. I didn't know that. That's really interesting. I like that everyone has a 5-clip except France. They only had a 3-clip.
A what now, Kirby?
Every other nation has a 5-clip, except France also made a 3-clip.
Yeah, you can take an 8-clip and put it into a 5-clip very easily. A Dremel tool and a little bit of heat and just bend the lip, and you can save a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Because the 5-clip costs money more than the 8. So you can buy the 8-clip, make them in a 5-clip.
Very interesting. Tooth marks. Well, did you have any questions you wanted to ask Uncle Butch?
I feel like I've asked a lot of my questions. Did you play any sports back in the day?
Only in grade school.
Yeah? What was your favorite sport?
I didn't play in high school.
No.
No. I never was much in sports.
No?
I was always in the hunting field.
There you go.
I was gun shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Always going through the gun shop. Spend my money on ammo.
Yeah. Now it's hard to get your hands on ammo.
I know it.
That's why my dad started loading his own.
Oh, I don't know. There's something else. Well, I don't guess so. We've about covered everything, I think. Anyway, maybe we ain't.
I gotta think of some more good questions, I guess.
Okay.
But I'm really happy with everything we've been able to talk about over the last
Good.
Couple weeks or so. And I'll ask around again to shoot, I know you're not closing the door. I'll ask around again to see if anyone else has any other good questions. And then we'll come around and we'll chat some more here.
Well, yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I really enjoy chatting with you.
Same here.
It's been really nice.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's been really good chatting with you.
Yeah.